JRE and Portnoy reacting to Andrew Tate's arrest.
I don't know what's happening, right? Like, what really happened? And why is Romania going after him? Are they being pressured by someone else to do this? Like, what is the reason why they're doing it? And
See, you guys call him a whack libertarian a lot of the time, but Joe Rogan makes a lot of great points, for real. And he's definitely a conspiracy theorist, and he's so close to being fully based. I support Joe Rogan for real, man. Like, you guys are too critical about him.
What do they have on him? I don't know.
Yeah, well, that to me is the right answer. Nobody knows. A lot of people are acting like they know. If you go read it,
well, they want him,
which is crazy.
They want him to go down, and they want him. He represents something. He represents toxic masculinity.
Yes.
Well, he is. He.
W. Joe Rogan. That's what I'm talking about.
He is sort of toxic. I mean, he says crazy stuff.
They seize his car collection as investigation continues.
The one thing I don't get about this, well, I do get. I understand. People are actually like want the charges to be true, which is crazy because that would mean a lot of bad shit to happen to a lot of bad people.
Yeah, I would rather the charges be incorrect. Look, Romania, I don't know what their system is like. I don't know whether they're corrupt. I've heard things, but I don't have any real information. So I'd be talking out of my ass to say, if he really did like sex traffic people, if he really did all the things he's saying, well, I hope that gets proven in court, and I hope he gets punished if he really did that. If he didn't do that, I hope he gets exonerated, and I hope he gets the fuck out of Romania. I don't know what he did. I know a lot of what he does is theater, right? A lot of what he does is very like satire. He plays the role of this boastful misogynist who smokes cigars and drives Lamborghinis, and that's his thing. And because
imagine smoking a cigar in 2020.
Because of that, he's amassed an amazing amount of money, and he's done it by doing this character, this online.
Joe Rogan is based. I'm telling you. Do you see how many people get triggered? Like Andrew Tate. This is Bot Shapiro. He's not actually a trillionaire like he boasts about. He thinks he needs to go and buy a castle and have 30 Bugattis. Shut up. Joe, I'm telling you, you are way too critical about Joe Rogan.
Persona, but then also says very wise things. He says ridiculous shit. But also says really interesting things. He's a very smart guy. If you listen to him being interviewed by Patrick Bet-David. Patrick Bet-David interviewed him after he got canceled off of all social media. And Patrick is fantastic. He's really good at letting people talk and talking to everybody. And Patrick is so wealthy and so successful outside of the world of podcasting that he only does it because he's interested in it.
I told Andrew he should go on JRE, but he just really doesn't like any of the woke ideology in America. He just doesn't want to come here at all. But can you imagine WL Chat, the Joe Rogan, Andrew Tate podcast? That's the most viewed JRE of all time. That's going to pass the Alex Jones. I think it's going to be bigger than the Ye podcast, the Elon Musk one. If he gets Andrew high, bro, Joe Rogan, he's L Weed. That's the podcast I'm most looking forward to.
And so he's the perfect guy to handle that because he's not afraid to talk to anybody. He'll talk to anybody. And so he had him on for a long form conversation. They talk for hours, and you get to see this is a very intelligent and calculated guy. You might not agree with his message. You might not agree with all the misogynist stuff. You might not agree with, and I don't agree with it. You might not agree with all the crazy antics, but you cannot deny that that's been incredibly successful because it resonates with a lot of young men who don't feel represented in the media. And they see this guy and it looks like fun. Do they agree with what he's saying? That doesn't mean they agree with it. They think it's fun. It's like pro wrestling. He's like a bad guy in pro wrestling. He's a heel. He's smoking cigars with his Lamborghinis. And
see, that's where I go. I think there's probably a lot of people think that, and then I think there's probably other people who take it seriously, which is where it's a super.
Yes, that is where it gets fucked up. Where it gets fucked up is like young boys repeating the that he's saying to young girls because
he says
that they're supposed to
property
do that.
And he owns them, which is nuts. And so you hope people are like, oh, that's an act. The one thing I will say, for an intelligent guy, which I agree with you, he is, to be doing the things he's being accused of doing and then go seek publicity.
There you go.
Is a very
makes no sense. Bot Portnoy with the base tank?
Unwise move.
If he did the things that he did.
Then it's like what you would think if you're committing atrocities, you would try to stay under the radar. He does quite the opposite.
And the podcast that I think got him in the most amount of trouble was that Barstool podcast where he was saying that a woman is a man's property. That one really solidified a lot of the woke people in thinking that he's a violent misogynist.
Yeah, but again, we don't know.
No, nobody knows.
That's the problem. That's
like the pizza thing, the pizza box. I don't know if you saw that. Everybody saying he got busted because of the pizza box, and then the authorities like that had nothing to do with it.
No,
one more time. Remember all the that believe in that pizza box theory. You need to make an apology video for believing something so stupid. Lasanabi, Abba and Preach, Mudahar, Ludwig, all you Moist Critical idiots. You pizza box idiots. Where's the apology video for spreading misinformation? YouTube, where's the consistency with misinformation? All of them push this lie. I'm banned for COVID misinformation. Where's the pizza box misinformation? Clear bias.
They knew he was in Romania. It was just, what's that word? Schadenfreude?
Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude. Like he's making fun of Greta Thunberg and then he gets fucking arrested right afterwards. It's kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
The way it happens, like people said, that's the biggest like self-owned L.
Third
Yeah.
biggest tweet or retweet. It was Greta. I mean, it was
It was the bots like that and the bots like that.
Okay,
it's
but
kind of funny when she said that's what happens. You don't recycle your pizza
that
boxes.
that was good. That was good.
Chad, that shit's hilarious. You got to give it to her. Look, and also, like, why are you going after some 19-year-old?
Dude, he literally, got boxed by like a pizza box, dude. Why is he going after a 19-year-old? Joe, you should bring Greta Thunberg on there and ask her, grill her for 3 hours about climate change.
Autistic girl is really into like.
I tried.
Victim mentality. She's the grandchild of a Rothschild family member, correct? She's literally just Illuminati puppet.
Climate change.
Like, figure out whether that was provoked. Like, he just did that out of the blue?
Yeah, he's just talking shit.
Now, again, that move from somebody who's being accused of sex trafficking, I think rape was thrown in there. And then you're out there being like, look at me. Crazy. Again, but what you said nailed it. Nobody.
I think the latest thing that they're saying is tax evasion, right? Isn't that what they're saying?
No, they're accusing him of trafficking. Come on, Jamie. Pull that up, Jamie.
I'll be honest with you. I'm Googling him now. I just found an exclusive story on Vice. That says the reason he was kicked off of Big Brother is not the reason that was publicly known or what was thought of. It says that he was arrested for suspicion of rape in 2015.
He was investigated over allegations of sexual assault and physical abuse in the UK, during which time he appeared on Big Brother for 5 days.
This was just posted a little bit ago.
UK authorities declined to prosecute.
This says
because there was no evidence.
They told the producers of the show like 5 days before he was kicked off, and then a video was found of him and a girl doing something that then they came out and said this was like a kinky video they were making, and everyone thought
Chad, is Joe vaping? I didn't even peep that.
Girl came out and said that was very consensual and that they were doing role play and that they liked to do this thing where he would like beat her up or
this
something.
article is saying that didn't have anything to do with why he was kicked off the show.
This is one of the perfect.
I don't know.
This is one of the perfect examples, though, of kind of what we're talking about. I don't fucking believe Vice.
I don't know. It'd be
Okay, Bot Portnoy, you're Dave Portnoy for the rest of this reaction.
I don't believe. How can you believe anything that is said about somebody so controversial?
All right, I regret calling you a bot. Yo, okay, all right.
Because everybody seemingly has already made up their mind.
Right.
So where to get real information on him? Who knows?
All the objectionable stuff, I think, also was unnecessary. I think if he I don't know him. If I did know him, I would tell him all the boastful shit and the shit about him being, the top G and all that stuff.
Top G. All
that shit's great. But the misogynistic stuff, like if you have daughters or if you have a wife or if you have sisters and stuff like that, you don't want that.
Well,
but say what the misogynist stuff was. Come on, don't be a bot, Joe. What did he say?
That narrative, like putting that out there, that's negative to everybody. It's not even positive to him. It's like it's not necessary.
We had him on one of our podcasts, and he almost struck me exactly how you said. Like for, let's say, talking for 10 minutes, I'm like, oh, making sense, smart. And then he says something so
wild,
over the top, literally
Misogyny.
like women are my property, like I own them. It's like, whoa, what'd you just say? And that's what he does. But he's also selling that class.
What is the class? The Hustlers?
It's called the Creativity Kit, releasing February 1st.
University? What is that? What are they teaching people?
To hustle.
But what do they teach? Are they...
I teach 18 modern wealth creation methods.
Hustle.
They can quit at any time they want.
It's like $70 a month, and you become a top G. That's literally...
I mean, is that bad?
Look at him laughing when you start a course and when you try to teach people how to make money online, which I do, and they laugh at that. Bro, Joe, don't you sell fucking Alpha Brain? You sell pills to make you an alpha, and you're gonna say, oh, you're gonna hustle online and make money? Top G, right? You in every single podcast I watch is a fucking 3-minute ad about pills to make you an alpha. Like, get the fuck out of here.
I don't know. I mean, is it a con game, or is he trying to give them legitimate information? What is he giving them other than what he's already said in interviews he's in like what? How is it a university? Like what is?
He has people who, and that's where it's a grayer because
aren't there like professors? Hustlers University. Experience modern wealth creation.
I haven't looked at this. I didn't know this was even real.
Yeah, no, this is what he said. Like a main,
so many grifters.
Main business.
Secure your spot for just $49 is your last chance to secure a spot or a discounted price.
This weird countdown thing is such a trap.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my
this,
God!
Was it just recycled?
I only have 1 hour, 10 minutes and 36 seconds to sign up.
And that's going to be 147.
Jesus, enroll now, Jamie. You have only an hour before this class.
Okay, bro. It's $50 a month. The creativity kit is $50 a month. They won't talk about how college is a scam and people go into hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt. But this shit, like teaching you how to make money online, an untapped market, which is clearly the future of wealth creation. All these fucking boomers. Buy my pills, though.
Enroll. Let's enroll. Let's enroll. What do we have to do? Click on that. Enroll now. Okay. What do we have to do? The Real World has launched a completely matrix-independent platform where we teach you how to make money in the digital age. How do they teach you how to make money?
You just hustle, man. You just hustle. It's also another thing, like this matrix thing, which he has, which, again, I am a firm believer, based on my experience, like, people are out to get you. They're out to get you. He also, if he committed these crimes, he's sort of brilliant. Be like, they're coming for me in the next couple days because you know they're coming, and then your followers go, aha, he was right. It's like a self-fulfilling who knows?
Right.
But I will say he goes too far. Like, and yeah, you'd think rational people be like, "Whoa, you're crazy." But there's a lot of, and that's where anything's a slippery slope.
He's also a wild dude that lives in the world of kickboxing, and that is a wild group of people.
Joe's a kickboxer too. That podcast, will go crazy.
I mean, you pay attention to like top flight kickboxers like the Badr Haris and there's some Melvin Manhoef. There's some.
Who you got in a fight, Chad? Andrew or Joe? I mean, come on, Joe's 5. Joe's height starts with a 5.
Wild fucking people in that world. That is a crazy world where there's not a lot of money and you're facing fucking straight up killers. And, there's all sorts of different personalities in that world, but it's a different kind of human. They're just wild, masculine, very aggressive people, and that's part of his shtick.
But he, if you want to use the word toxic masculinity, he's it.
The bad stuff that he said embodies that.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the bad stuff that he said? Like, let's genuinely be honest. What is that bad about saying a woman is your property? I understand that the phrasing is bad, but the idea is accurate. Like, Joe's been doing this podcast for how long? Has he ever shown his wife, like, his wife is a stay-at-home mom, raises the kids, pretty much probably obeys everything Joe says. And in a sense, that's his wife. L-stream. And you get to a certain level of wealth and status, and that it becomes, like, I guess the word belonging is wrong, but that's your wife, almost like a possession. But when somebody's actually accurate about it, when somebody describes it, it triggers everybody. But like, is like, who's Dave Portnoy's wife? Dave Portnoy's wife probably fucking stays at home. And women like feeling like they belong to somebody. Especially when they're in love, they want to feel like that you are controlling them.
Yeah, and that's why people are rooting for what he said to be true, because they don't want that.
Right, but you're still crazy to root for that because you're not thinking about the victims that would be involved. You're basically. That means a lot of people were hurt.
Well, it means if it's true, you want them to be punished.
Correct.
Like, hoping that it's not true when it is true is not good either.
No, but...
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're hoping that it's true and it's not true, that's horrible because you are hoping for people to have been victimized. I see what you're saying.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
I mean, you should never hope violent crimes were committed.
Right.
Period.
Absolutely. Agreed. Yeah, for sure. But you also hope that he's not accused of these things when it's just because of his bombastic personality and talking shit and getting all this attention, which he clearly has done. You got to wonder how much of it is sat. Like when he talked to Piers Morgan, that was a very interesting conversation because Piers confronted him on all these things, and he did a great job of explaining what he...
No, he didn't. Piers interrupted him like that guy, that lib in the last video for an hour straight. Just, well, what about this? Are you going to apologize? Are you going to take this back? Are you going to...
Does and why he does it, and it's like the guy went viral in a way that no one has, and so quickly.
Yeah.
In a while, we're like my 12-year-old and my 14-year-old were asking me about it.
Yeah. No, he was it.
Yeah, all over TikTok and all over everything, and if you just
but
look at some of those little
part
clips,
in a weird way. If your 12-year-old and 14-year-old are hearing some of the outrage, like nobody wants.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't even have a
breathe there, Joe.
TikTok, I think, and he was like the #1 guy on TikTok. Crazy.
I think they probably banned him. right? I mean, they banned him from everything. They banned him from Facebook. The only thing he's still on is
Elon,
Twitter.
Elon brought him back.
Yeah, which, listen, I agree with. I think you should be able. I don't think banning people's the way. I think this exchange with Greta Thunberg is a perfect example of how to counteract that.
Yeah.
Like, she just mocks him, and then he gets arrested, and she has the fucking tweet of the year making fun of his arrest.
Yeah.
And a fucking perfect one-liner. That's what happens when you don't recycle your pizza boxes.
Yeah, right.